There we go. 3, 2, and 1. Well, Dan, we're back in Plover again, and we still say welcome, Dan. It's a different Dan though this time. Dan Ault, the village administrator at Plover. You're going on what now? Is it 4 months on the job?
Well, actually, we started this transition back in June of last year, is when it started kind of slowly occurring. And then it was November when I took over, moved my office from the police department over to this side of the building. And then Dan stuck around during that period of time and was still working on some project, closing out some existing ones. And while I took over the day-to-day operations back in November, and then in February is when he officially retired and left.
So not quite 4 months. You've been on the job over there on this side a little more. So first off, we gotta ask again. Tell us who is Dan Ault? What's been your connection to Plover, and why does this position that you're going to hold here for the next couple of years mean so much to you?
Yeah, well, I was police officer for law enforcement for 30 years, and being in law enforcement was in coming to Plover, working for the village of Plover was just fantastic. The village has had really great leadership over the last couple decades, and amazing employees. The employees at Plover and the citizens of Plover are just phenomenal. I've worked for 3 other municipalities over my career, and things just get done in Plover. We have we're blessed with a very, very trusting and knowledgeable village board, and our committees, thoughtful consideration to committee appointments. So when we move projects forward, we really think about economic development. We think about working together with people in a way that we just want to encourage that, and that goes across with all the employees as well. So when I came here, I was like, wow. I liked being included even as the police chief. I liked being included in a lot of the development agreements when we were having new projects coming to the village. Dan would always assemble all the department heads. And then, so I started getting, it took me a while when I was realizing I'm looking at a map and I'm looking at maybe some water mains or laterals. And then halfway through the meeting, I realized I got to turn it around and look at it right side up. After the first couple of years, I learned to start reading that stuff and started understanding that stuff just a little bit better. And so when the opportunity came and presented to me to take on this role, it was pretty exciting. And then I came over here and learned that we have just as an amazing group of employees on this side of the hall as we did over on the police department. And it just makes my life a lot easier. And I'm just blessed to be here.
Yeah. And obviously when Dan was in office, he had a lot of stuff that was going on. You mentioned he kind of closed out some projects. You started taking over the day-to-day operations. But certainly as far as developments and new building, new construction, growing the village, which is really at the center of everything you do, the cupboard was not bare by any means in that department.
Right. Yeah. The foundation was there, and there was already other, Steve Kuntz, our economic development manager and assistant administrator. He was full blown into this stuff for the last couple of years. And then we hired Dominique Swangstu as our natural resource planner, and Steve's economic development department upstairs was really, really going to town with things and keeping projects going, moving forward. And I think, I certainly see the foundation that was laid by Dan and is being continuing to grow in Plover. And again, I got to go back to our citizenry of, our people. We have our community is incredibly supportive. I learned that on the police department side, and then coming over here, I learned it as well, that the community is, we have a great community and great partnerships with our businesses.
And one of those businesses that's going to be expanding, McCain Foods, going to start making some more frozen, cheese snacks at their location in Plover. And that was probably one of the first big ribbon cuttings or groundbreaking events that you got to be a part of, wasn't it?
Actually, I was out of town on that day.
Oh,
so Steve Kuntz and Tom Davies, our village president, was there. I actually missed the ribbon cutting, but
Oh
but I've
no.
been part of the discussions,
Okay.
and that's but that is very exciting for us. The footprint that they're leaving here and putting in Plover with their operations is pretty impressive. And just driving by the site, looking at the amount of expansion they're doing is wow, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, in discussions like that, then, I mean, what have you learned about the outside perception then of Plover? Because you've got a company that really had, they could have gone anywhere with this project, but they've got a presence in Plover, and they said, "Look, we believe in this area, and we want to invest in it."
Yeah, well, we're grateful, and we're happy when they met with and came to Plover, their corporate execs and their people, that they felt comfortable knowing that they could come into Plover and do business here in a successful manner. I mean, they're a business, they're a national corporation, international corporation, and to do business in Plover with the size of footprint they have is certainly we're grateful for, and we look forward to a long continued success and partnership with them.
And then the other thing that's growing your tax base right now is new home construction. You've got nearly 30 new homes already built in the village. With all the talk of interest rates going up, I know I'm certainly not going to refinance my mortgage anytime soon, looking at where they are today. 5%, you'd think some of that would maybe slow down, but you've been plugging forward with it there in the village as well.
Well, and I think one of the things to look at, think of Plover. I mean, 40 years ago, 30 to 40 years ago, Plover was below 5,000 people. We're at the cusp of 14,000 people. We added over 1,000. Our population grew by 1,000 over the last census. We're having home construction on pace this year as it was last year and the year before, staying very steady. And even during the pandemic, during the last couple of years, we're to date still on track to on target. So we're looking at the growth we have in our business community. We're looking at the growth we're having residentially. There's a lot to offer. I just was having a conversation today with Steve, and we were talking about who are we as Plover, and where do we see ourselves going, and what do we have to offer. We're an amazing community. We're a safe community. We have great schools. We have amazing homes and space to build homes, and we work well. Our local government has good relationships with the entire community. And why do people want to come here? I'd say, why not come here? We're doing pretty well, and we're growing, where some other communities have had some issues in the past, and we try to get things done and do it and cut through the red tape. I keep a little thing on my desk. It's a slice of red tape from the President Eisenhower Library, and it's about, I don't want, I can reach over. Look, here it is.
Go for it. Absolutely.
There it is. Look at that. And it's a little piece of red tape. And
yeah.
And that is to remind me and people I'm talking to is, let's just cut through the red tape. Let's not make anything a lot of bureaucracy to it. Let's just get things done. And that's what it's really about, just getting things done and doing what's right, doing what's fair, doing what's best for the community, and trying to be good stewards of the taxpayer dollars. And I think that's what sets us apart, is we're very mindful of our responsibility and want to keep moving forward with those principles.
Yeah, no doubt. It seems like that's a very well preserved piece of red tape as well. Is that it? That's in a case, isn't it?
That's in a case. There you go. Look
Wow.
at that. So right from the a document cut through the red tape were President Eisenhower.
Wow, that's got to be worth something somewhere.
I don't know. It's a piece of red tape.
Put it up on eBay. See what you can get for it. It's only worth that much if somebody's willing to pay.
That's right. I think it says the original red tape. I think I'll hold on to it.
Okay.
It's a good reminder for me to make sure I'm not part of the problem.
Indeed. Well, you do have a chance though, coming up later this month to do indeed get the giant scissors out, work on those skills.
That's right.
Because you're going to be doing the ribbon cutting for a project that's been several years in the making. Lake Packawa Park improvements. They're done. It's done. Speaking of getting things done, there you go. This place is ready.
We're almost there. We're working around the clock practically. We've got starting July 29th is when the 5K run, walk, roll begins. And then the next day is Celebrate Plover. So the Lake Pacwa 5K run, walk, roll, want to get that right. And there's a website for that, lakepacawarun.com. And you can get a whole lot of, get all the information on that. But that starts on Friday, the 29th. And then we go to Celebrate Plover the next day with the ribbon cutting and commence opening of that, the official opening of the park starting at 10 a.m. So we've got vendors lined up. We got our business expo going, still looking for more businesses here locally that want to be a part of it. We've got entertainment. We've got food, the food trucks and all the inflatables and activities for the kids. But we've got an amazing splash pad and an amazing beach. Come to Plover and check out our new beach. Come check out our new park, because it's like nothing you've seen before. Everything's handicap accessible. The trail around the entire lake now is handicap, is paved asphalt trail. We have some really amazing things happening. We have flags. What is it? Flag stations of our flag. That was a bit of a walk through how the meanings of our flag and the folds of our flag. That was done by an Eagle Scout, Owen Helgerson. We've got so much to see and do at Lake Pacwa now with a brand new pavilion. So great food, great play, great entertainment, and an awesome beach, an amazing beach, and playground and splash pad for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know that you can sell it any more than that. When you get splash pad and beach, I think that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah.
But one thing I wanted to ask you is somebody again who's been not quite a lifer, but almost there in Plover. 5 years ago to now, what is the comparison like for this area?
Well, I've been in Plover going on 8 years, and I remember going out into the Torrey Pines, the old golf course area, for people that remember that area. And about 4 years ago, there was one home going up. And now that, I don't know how many homes are out there, 100+ homes out there now. The growth has been incredible. When we go out and look at from years past and look at our Crossroads Commons we've got with Walmart and Best Buy and Kohl's and Lowe's, and we look at all that business growth out there and restaurants that we have in Plover. Just opened up a new Mexican restaurant out there as well. So much. Our Artisan Fair complex, our Shopco building did not sit vacant very long.
It did not. No.
That's a totally new thing. And we got to talk about Mission Coffee and their Osos. We got one of the best breweries anywhere. And we've got that there. We've got so much happening in that whole area, especially across the street. Whole nother apartment complex, really high-end apartment complex, and some townhouses that are over there as well. So lots of things to see and do, and more in the works, because we've got plans for the old Yonkers building, and we have some good development in progress there that people are going to be seeing happening here soon. So lots and lots going on.
Yeah, indeed. You talk about Oso. I don't think it gets much better than that s'mores stout. I mean, that was even famous before I got up here. I knew about that when I was working at the liquor store in South Dakota. I don't think it gets much better than that.
Yeah, I like the Infectious Groove or Infectious. Yeah, is that it? I think that's what it is. Infectious. I like those. I like some of those tart beers, and that was they're fantastic. When I travel and go to family, I got to grab some Osos and take it down and deliver it to family across the country. So love Osos.
Yes, indeed. I always say I'm taking it. I'll sell it, and then I'm going to use that money to buy local beer from South Dakota before I come back here. It's like a whole beer economy, right?
Oh, there's a whole thing about it. Yeah, everybody's, obviously anywhere you leave, when you leave Wisconsin, you got to bring, and I got to stock, we travel around. I can't, in our RV or camper, and I got to stock up on cheese and, Osos, stuff like that to bring with me, and make sure I hand out when I go to other places, so people get a good true taste of smack dab right in the middle of central, of Wisconsin, Plover.
Indeed. I like it. I like it. I like the energy behind it as well. Hey, I can tell you're in the right job after being with the law enforcement for a few years there.
Oh, well, thanks.
Well, Dan,
Yeah, I hope so. It's got, big shoes to fill.
yeah, indeed, indeed. And by the way, we before we go, we do have to ask: are we going to get this official now? Dan Mahoney will be the first one splashed at the splash pad when that opens here later this month.
You know,
Can we make that happen?
I think we can try. I'll
Okay.
make it an effort for it, even if I have to trick them underneath it and take a splash of water myself to get them there. So
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do. Between Steve and I, we might be able to wrestle them in there.
I think we can make that happen.
All right, sounds good. We just made it public, so he's kind of under the gun now.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, Dan, I appreciate the time. We look forward to chatting again and down the road.
You too. Thanks a lot.